Hi, and welcome to another crochet tutorial. Today I'm going to show you how to make the magic ring. You'll probably be asked to do this if you make any sort of crocheted animal. Amigurumi, I believe, is how you pronounce the name of the technique, I guess you would call it. So when you're making arms, legs, heads, body parts, whatever you want to name, most of them say start with a magic ring and single crochet a certain number of stitches into that ring. And so your ring looks like this. Now I'm going to show you how to get there. So I'm going to move this out of the way a little bit. And what you do is you take your yarn end, and I pinch it between the thumb and forefinger of my left hand since I'm right-handed. I leave a little bit of a tail. No more than that is really needed. And then you take this and drape it around 3 of your fingers in pretty much a straight line. As straight as you can get, really, to make it easier later on for the next step. And then you're going to pinch the piece here and then drape this towards your wrist so it crosses over here. And I hold it in place with my pinky. Then you take your hook, and I hold it upside down so this hook part is facing down. And I go in the groove of my fingers underneath this first string that you first wrapped around. And then over the top of the second one. And with that hook, you hook the yarn and pull it under. And you twist and bring it up and over so you can grip it with your fingers. You want to grip this part here where you're twisted. And then you let go with this hand. And then with your trailing yarn, you hook it around your fingers like you normally would. And you kind of pull tight here. And then you're going to basically chain 1. And that secures your hoop. And then if you're asked to crochet 6 single crochets into your hoop, you then begin like you would a single crochet like normal. So there's your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then you want to untangle the trailing end that you started with, and you're going to pull tight, and you want to make sure this yarn is underneath your work. So don't let it go up through the middle of your loop of your hoop here or your magic ring. You want it down, and you pull tight. And then to close your circle, you find that beginning single crochet. Sometimes it helps to count backwards, so you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to find that beginning one, because lots of times this first stitch doesn't look like a stitch. And then you get your hook underneath both sides of the loop, and it can be a bit difficult because it tends to be quite tight. There we go. Okay, and then you're going to pull tight to get this loop back in tight. And then you're going to slip stitch to close. And that is your beginning 6 single crochets into your magic ring. Now I'll show you that one more time to make it a bit more clear. And if you do it right, when you pull it, it comes undone. I ended up with a bit of a knot, which I'm not going to bother getting out for the demonstration purposes. So you're pinching, you go over your 3 fingers, under, to where your string is on the outer side, and then you make an X over it. Hold it tight there. Your hook is upside down, underneath the first piece of yarn, over the second, and you hook the second one and pull it under the first, and you're twisting. So you have that loop over your hook. And you want to pinch tight here to hold it. And then you secure your yarn around your fingers and chain one. And then you proceed to single crochet. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And untangling this, and see right now this would be pulling out of the top, so I want to take that and drape it under and then pull tight. And sometimes it helps if you don't pull completely tight while you are trying to slip stitch through the stitch here. Gives you a little bit more room to work with. But still can be quite difficult to get that string on. It's one side, two side. And then I pull tight to get that one there. And then I slip stitch to close it. And you can see there's still a hole there. So that's when I pull this string that you started with, pull that tight, and that closes that hole. And that secures it a nice, neat, tiny hole so that when you are stuffing your creations with fiberfill, it doesn't poke out through. And makes it safe for baby or little kid or whoever you're giving this to. It also looks a lot neater. So there you go. That's the magic ring. It's quite simple once you get the hang of it. It's basically the most difficult part is when you're twisting it from when you first get it on the hook. So once you get that part down, that's quite easy. And this here is easy, is when you're actually looking at what you're doing, it's easy. And you twist. This part here, when you have to pinch this right and you let go. If you don't hold that tight, that's where you're going to mess it up and it comes apart quite easily. So once you get that pinch down and secured, it's not that hard to do. And that secures it so that it doesn't fall apart on you. You can even pull out a little and you can let go and pick it up and it doesn't fall apart. So there you go. I hope this helps. I'll be doing further demonstrations on some stitches that are needed for amigurumi, such as the invisible decrease. That is talked about quite a bit in the directions of several different types of animals I have made by different designers. It's there quite often. So this is the book. Whoops. This is the book I'm currently using. I used this to make some of the other animals I've shown on here recently. The mermaid, the unicorn, and the dragon. And all these patterns called for the magic ring and invisible decrease. So I will show you the invisible decrease soon. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye.